hello there, science friends. We are looking at our last module in this course, the life science module. And I do want to remind you that cells, which is module 5, would be considered life science. I just wanted to spend a little more time on cells, so I separated that topic away from the others. So really, I should say we are continuing life science. And I'm on page 61 of the student work text. And if you're following along in the student textbook, in the purple textbook, we are on pages 128 to 131. So I want to give you the definitions of the terms that we're looking at. And then we will look at, I believe, a diagram. I'm looking ahead just a bit. No, actually, we've just got a lot of terms to start with. So we're starting with plant terms. And the first term, again, I'm on page 61, is fertilization. And fertilization is the union or the joining of male and female gametes. And you can think of gametes. I don't think I gave you this term, but this would be the sex cells, male and female sex cells. So let me just put that in parentheses. So for plants or animals to reproduce, there must be fertilization, the union of the male and female parent gametes. To germinate. At first, you might think this has something to do with bacteria and disease, but it really doesn't. Germinate means to begin to grow from a seed. So if an acorn is implanted in the ground and it starts to sprout into an oak tree, that is called germination, or to germinate. Leaves, you guys know this one, leaves of a plant, but I want you to know that that is the place where photosynthesis occurs. Photosynthesis is the making of food for the plant, and that occurs in the leaves. Okay. Non-vascular, and we have a couple of morphemes here. We have non, which I believe we have already put into the list, but we also have vasc. So there are two of them there, non and vasc, that we will add. Non-vascular plants are plants with no roots, stems, or leaves. And we have non, which means no, so there's the non part. Vasc or vascular refers to vessels. So if you're talking about the human body, arteries and veins are our vascular system. So vascular refers to those hollow tubes that carry fluid in the body or in the plant. So non-vascular plants are plants that do not have those vessels. Phloem vessels, and let me pronounce phloem for you in a sound spelling. It is phloem. Phloem vessels are the tissues in plants that transport sugar. Plants live on sugar, so these vessels transport that sugar through the plant. Okay. tissue in plants that transport sugar. Okay, photosynthesis. Photo is a morpheme. Synth is a morpheme. Photo means light, and synth means to make. And we will add these to our list in just a second. Photosynthesis is the process in which plants use light to make food. So this must occur in light, in sunlight or manufactured light, but there must be light for this process to occur. That's why it is photosynthesis. To make, there's the synthesis part, and they are making food. Okay, pistil. And this is a different spelling than the pistol that you may have heard of before, that is a firearm. The pistil with an IL is the female reproduction part of the plant. So plants have reproductive organs just like humans do. The female reproductive organ is called the pistil. Okay. Pollen. You've probably heard of pollen and know what that is. You know that the bees use it to make honey. You also know that it some people are allergic to pollen. Pollen is actually the male sex cell of a plant, the male gamete. In a human male, we would call it the sperm cell. In the plant world, it is not a sperm cell, it is a pollen grain. So it's the male gamete or the sex cell of a plant. Remember, gamete is sex cell. So plants need parents. They need male and female parents to produce other plants. Pollination. So this relates to the word pollen and pollination. Pollination is the process in which pollen is moved so that fertilization occurs. Or let's say that fertilization can occur. Bees are very important in this process. They carry pollen from one plant to another, from a male plant to a female plant, and that is what allows that fertilization to occur so that new plants can be sprouted, that new plants can germinate. Roots are the part of the plant that anchors it to the ground and absorbs or soaks up water and minerals from the soil. So if the test asks you the two functions of roots, look for the verbs. What are the two things that roots do? They anchor and they absorb. That would be a good test question. Okay, a seed is produced from plant fertilization. If you were talking about humans, you would say that a zygote or a fetus is produced from fertilization, but in plants it's a seed. The seed has the potential to become a new plant. It can germinate and grow into a new plant. Okay, the stamen is the male reproductive organ in a plant. Or let's say in a flower. That's a better. And the stem of the plant, you probably know this one, is the main stalk of the plant. It's the part that holds the plant up. And it's important that the plant stand upright because it needs that sunlight to do photosynthesis. Okay, we have two more and then we'll do our morphemes. The next one is vascular. That is a morpheme, vasc. Vascular plants are plants that have those vessels. They're plants with vessels. They also have roots, leaves, and a stem. So a test question, true or false? A tree is a vascular plant. Well, that's true. A tree has roots, leaves, and stems. So true, it is vascular. This next word is xylem. Xylem. Xylem is tissue in a vascular plant. That moves water and minerals. Sorry, I don't need a comma. Water and minerals from roots to other parts of the plant. Okay, and I have given you a diagram of the plant just so you can see these terms in a picture and know what they're referring to. I won't spend a lot of time here, but I wanted to at least let you see a picture. The source of this image is homestratosphere.com. So I want to give credit to the source. And I wanted to show you, this is called a cross section right here. So what they've done is they've taken the stem of this plant and they've cut into it, and they're letting you see it from the side view. And you see xylem and phloem. Some of these terms we did not talk about, so you won't see all of these. But this is just to give you a diagram to go with your definitions so that you can see where the pieces of this plant are, and with the definition you would know what they do. Okay, let's go back and get our morpheme. We've got vasc, non, photo, and synthesis. So there are 4 of them. And I suspect that we may already have some of them in our list. So let's take a look. Our list is getting quite long. There's photo. And there's synth. So we've already talked about photosynthesis. We need to get vasc. And I thought we had non, but here's non. Sorry. So the only one I think that we need to add is vasc, and let's get that one in here. Remember, vasc refers to a vessel. It can be a blood vessel, or in a plant, it's a vessel that carries water and minerals, sap, whatever's in the plant. So the morpheme is vascular, and its meaning is vessel. A doctor who is a vascular surgeon is one who does surgery on blood vessels, which is a very difficult thing to do. So you sometimes hear that word vascular at the doctor. Okay, that brings us to the end of those definitions, and I will see you in the next video for a few more definitions.